I am doing fantastic. First VRML cast of my career, and there is no one else I'd rather spend it with than the GOAT himself, the restart GOAT himself, Shimmy Marui. So I'm happy to be here. I'm excited to get this map going. I'm ready.
Well, I'm feeling good. I'm excited to see this matchup. I think this is going to be a pretty fun match to watch, especially for my first official match too. And yeah, I'm excited. We are going to see a couple banned maps. We're going to see Factory and Hideout, or not Factory and Factory and Hideout. Sorry, my bad. Factory and Hideout are being banned, and first map we're going into is Arctic. So yeah, I'm really excited.
I mean, you know, IVI, they're top two at least in the league, I would say. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully Suits can bring it close. I don't know if y'all saw the connoisseur votes. They were absolutely ridiculous in favor of IVI. It was like 80 something to a double or a single digit number. I think people are sleeping on Suits a lot, but rightfully so, as IVI is a powerhouse of a team.
Yeah, so for me personally, I do like defense better on Arctic. I feel like it's a defense-sided map, but I believe that, you know, if the attackers use their util right and find good picks, that, you know, this could really be a great offense side of map to start on with. I do believe that with the new C4 though, they're going to be opening a lot of walls, and it's just going to be harder for the attackers to get into sight and get ready. So that might be a little mix-up for this game.
Very quick push coming out from this Suits team. They instantly take A on pistol round. EMP's already down. That's a C4 kill from Blaze right there. It's now a 4-3, but EMP is down, so Suits, if they could hold and just keep these IVI players from getting this EMP defuse, that's a free pistol round.
Well, I love how Zeus pushed in and got the EMP down really fast. They pretty much had a pretty even player base. They were down on health a little bit, but I believe that if they just kept that, you know, forward striving push like they started with, that they might have been able to hold EMP a little better and get to that EMP. But I think
Shimmy,
that
they're saying you're muted right now.
Great.
I don't know if you are, but people are saying you're muted. Yeah, it's what I'm seeing. My bad for cutting you off, Colt. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
What? Yeah, my fault. Okay, well, we got this bottom floor site right now. Second round. Quick round for IVI, and like we were talking about earlier, Suits was able to get that EMP down, but I think after they got it down, they kind of backed up too far, and it allowed IVI to just retake that objective and get that EMP diffused. But 5-5 now going into, I think we're going to see more of a bait push from the Suits team. We have Nonchalant droning the B site, while I believe the rest of the team is crouch walking on A. So I think... yeah, we're going to see... actually, the C4 has been used from the IVI side to pop this B wall, and Nonchalant is actually doing an alright job of delaying these people, but now IVI knows that the push is coming from the backside of A, and they rotate fast, and Blaze already getting a pick of his own.
Yeah, Ash on that roam really told IVI where they were going pretty quick, so I think it's very lucky that Ash went over to A and stayed over on A, for, you know, A would be pretty much defenseless right now.
IVI has been shutting down this push. I mean, they're up in the man advantage already, 5-2. It's all up to Nonchalant and Sekiro. Now it's all up to Nonchalant as Blaze took out one. And this is not looking good for Suits, and Blaze cleans it up. And IVI is going up 2-0 early on in this first map.
Yeah, there's nothing really much you can do there. Ash was luckily on that roam, and they weren't expecting that. And it kind of just alerted IVI really quickly, and they were just able to go over there fast enough.
I'm noticing that Suits has been doing these like kind of fake pushes and fast pushes. The first round they do that really fast off meta to the backside of A. This time they do kind of like a bait and switch. Neither of them have worked so far, but I like the aggression that they're taking. And I mean, I believe this is the first wall. They do not have the gun advantage, as IVI does have a lot of Maruis here, and not a single full buy rifle on the Suit side.
All right, here. Can we get in the chat whether you can actually hear me right now or not? I think we got it fixed. I didn't notice that a setting had changed. But we are back in business, I believe. It looks like OBS recognizes me. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely a strong start for IVI. And as we enter into this third round.
Drone coming out into this red area. Flighty and Nonchalant right on the drone, but Proxy takes it out very quick. So an aggressive hold from Proxy, and Blaze holding this red hall. Proxy getting a little bit of damage. Way to take him out! Takes out a second with that headshot. Beautiful shots with that Omen. And early on, Suits with the 5-3 man advantage.
That's what you want to see. That is a very good setup for them to come into. Getting that Marui down. Making sure that they have that man advantage. But it looks like they did lose one as Slitso takes out Sekiro. Still, not a bad spot for Suits to be. And now it is evened up. Slitso takes out a second one, being the menace that he is.
I love it. Slitso on that backside on that flank takes him out. Now Swift takes out one, takes out two, and it's all up to Trick by himself. After IVI lost 2 players early on, it's been 4 players on Suits dead. All up to Trick here in a 1v3. He only has a Viper in hand, 2 flashbangs. There is a Marui on the breach wall if he can come up and grab it. That was a flash himself, actually. And he did not grab the EMP, so that is something to note here. It seems like he's going to come back to A, and if you're Trick, I mean, I'm not sure how you're supposed to win this one.
No, this is a very, very difficult situation for Trick at this moment. Though, with a Marui, it's going to be a lot easier than if he still had that SMG that he was having to deal with. But that is going to be it. Ash is going to get the kill and finish out that round for IVI, putting them up 3-0.
Yeah, I feel like Suits' fast pushes are doing more justice than these slower pushes. You saw the 2 quick kills at the beginning, and they had man advantage, but they let IVI get into positions and get ready for them to push. I feel like if they just go into it and you know, just try to overwhelm IVI, then they could get some easy picks.
No, definitely so. And I feel like one thing that just really is going to be bothering Suits this entire time is every single one of these IVI players is just a powerhouse on their own.
Yeah, them boys, they're shooters. They are definitely shooters. But this is going to be the first round where everyone has a full buy. If you look at the IVI team, everyone has a Marui. I mean, there's a big debate whether or not people prefer the Marui or the Vezin. I believe it is like map-based. It really depends what site you're on. But a lot of people have been electing to go with the Marui over the Vezin.
Definitely so. That little bit of extra range and that length of headshot potential is extremely nice. And I think that is why we see people favoring it, especially after that Vezin nerf. Me, I still absolutely love the Vezin, but we do see a nade coming out from the defense as they try and keep Suits outside.
Blaze holding this very aggressively. I love the aggressive B hold. The wall is open. Slitzo sitting behind that box watching the cross. Blaze watching the door. This is virtually impossible for Suits to take right now, because if you look at their utility, they have one incendiary to their name and a stim. They don't have any flashbangs, any nades, so this is going to be very hard to take this if Blaze can swing right here, and he does take out one. Slitzo got one. Sakura gets the refrag on Blaze, and it is just raining gunfire.
Two picks down, and they haven't even gotten quite into a position to take advantage of that plant. Wall is open. That cross is going to be hard. Proxy pushes up. He is looking to see what he can find in this hallway right now. Nothing quite yet. Prepped, ready for somebody to try and swing, try and ego that wall so he can take them off the off angle.
The aggression from the IVI team, I mean, it is like pitch perfect. They are holding this down fantastic. Like you said, Suits hasn't even gone to the breach wall yet. They have been just holding it down. IVI already has 2 picks. Blaze did get taken out, but you already have the man advantage, and Suits doesn't have any utility to try to take this wall. They're going to have to try to swing Proxy, but if they do, they have Slitzo watching the backside, and Proxy takes out Sakuro trying to cross outside.
Looks like Nonchalant was going to try and find another opening, but with that man down, he has to get with his buddy and make sure they can at least make some forward movement. 2v4, extremely hard. Proxy takes out one. It is just down to Nonchalant Asian. Can he find his entrance into this, or is it over? Gunfire going out. Nonchalant finds one, but he is down to next to no health. He decides to run out, save what he can. Probably the best option that he has at this point. This IVI squad is looking unstoppable.
This is absolutely... It's looking rough for Suits right now, but I like the play by Asian just to save this Marui. If you walk in there, and Diana, he has a stim too, so if he dies, he's also giving up a stim. But if you stay alive, at least you're keeping that Marui, because if he walks in and dies, you're not going to have any ARs going into this 5th round. So IVI, they're looking as good as ever right now.
Definitely so, definitely so. Colt, what do you think right now? How's it looking for Suits over here?
I think that they're taking their time, and it's not a great action when IVI is util dumping them. They're able to get their health advantage very low before they can even enter the building, because they're throwing nades, they're throwing the C4, and they're just getting chipped over. I do want to point out though, IVI was playing really much together. Blaze was outside watching door while Slitzo was watching the wall. And they were playing together, playing pretty much right up next to each other at one point when they were shooting into that smoke. And I think that if they either back up and just wait for all the util to be gone and not even have the chance of getting chip damage, or they just full rush it to where they can't even throw the util, then this would be a different story right now, but they're just getting really unlucky with their plays.
Definitely so, but there is still a possibility to turn this around. We see some Cadillos and some SMGs coming out, but still not too bad of a buy. It's still something you can do something with. Ash looking to hold off this beginning entry into storage.
Grenades being tossed by Proxy outside red. There's still trips on that red door. I don't know if Asian saw them. He does see them. Okay, he does shoot out the trips. And once again, we see an aggressive hold from Proxy right here to hold out red. The Nonchalant does take that area right there. Drone is coming out. Flighty following this drone. And I like... Okay, well, IVI does give up space now, so Suits is going to be able to take this red hall and get foam on these B walls.
We do see this approach happen. Proxy takes a little bit of damage, but not quite enough to take him out. He instead insins off Suits, making sure that they can't make that approach through the red hall. Looks like they're just going to barricade themselves onto site, make sure that this is impossible for Suits to take. This is looking like a very hard egg crack.
Once again, there's no utility. Oh, and Sleeps are pretty close on the breach. Takes out one, and then the smoke takes out a second. And just like that, IVI up 5-3 in the man advantage, and a lot of damage taken out off on the Trick and Nonchalant. Nonchalant does get that stim. He's going to get up to 100, but man, is it looking rough for Suits right now. It's like every round it seems like Suits is losing a player or two off rip, and then IVI just sits back and holds angles, and that is exactly what they're doing right now. You have Proxy, Sleetso holding this breach wall. If Flighty swings this, he's just going to get refragged. It's the IVI team right now is playing so well, so coordinated. It's an absolute beauty to watch.
They really are. Every single angle is covered. Everything has a refrag. It is a stacked match right now for IVI. It looks like Flighty decides he is going to see what he can find. Sleetso doesn't have a ton of help to his name. He isn't able to quite find the pick, though. And now it is just down to Nonchalant. He finds one, but Ash and Blaze finish it out, giving those last 2 kills to IVI.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing over on the IVI. They're getting really aggressive at the start, then getting 2 picks and holding angles, while Suits just can't figure out where to go, how to push, and they're not throwing as much util as I like seeing. You saw Sleetso, while he was in the smoke, killing 2 other players, and they're just not using the needed util to be able to take those picks off and get the lead.
No, they're holding such heavy counter entry that, yeah, you're right. Like, Suits is just immediately losing somebody off the bat, and it's just a cascading downhill after that.
It's looking rough for Suits. 3 of their players have not gotten a kill yet. 3 of them are 0-5. It's been Asian getting 5 kills of his own, and I mean, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. At least Suits can buy util right here, so hopefully they can at least salvage 1 round before this side flip.
Hopefully so, hopefully so. Looks like there's going to be a little bit of extra util stacking while they try this heavy counter entry again. Not quite into the building yet for Suits, as they just look to see if any angle is viable. Looks like the fight is going to begin on this green hall. A little bit of damage going towards Blaze. Drone gets taken out.
So it looks like the IVI team is playing very aggressive in this kitchen. I mean, the B wall is open. Sleetso, Swift, Ash, Blaze, they're all holding outside this kitchen area. They're not giving up any space right now. They are, I mean, I'm not sure how you're supposed to push this as Proxy takes out one with the grenade. And once again, Suits is having trouble even getting to the breach before they're getting picked off.
It is right now a mess, as Sekiro actually finds a pick and puts it back to an even 4-4. Wall goes out, Flighty takes the second one as Ash tries to defend. But no, it has come down to Swift being the last alive, finding 1 pick onto Sekiro.
Swift now left in a 1v2 here. He does have full health. That's something to keep an eye on. Nonchalant does get hit by that nade. He does have a stim though, so he's going to get up to 100 health, I believe, or very close. So I wonder how Merc and Nonchalant are going to play this. It seems like they're playing together, which you like to see for the refrags. They're going to get the EMP down, and Swift is all the way outside of the B objective. I wonder which way he's going to come in. He's got to do something fast, as that time is ticking away. It is looking in favor for Suits as long as they can hold their cross angles.
This is going to be a tall ask for Swift, but this is something he is not used to, having played against those top teams. This is entirely possible, but Muskrat and Nonchalant were in a great position, but now the 1v1 has happened. Smoke has gone out. Nonchalant has to push forward through it, but Swift is going to go for the kill instead of trying to bait any sort of defuse. You hear the noise. Neon Muskrat knows, or Nonchalantation knows what's happening. It looks like Swift is actually going to bail out, though, and not be able to get the defuse in time.
I'm kind of surprised that Swift didn't even try to go for that. He saw the player that he smoked. I'm surprised he didn't try to go for that. That was strange. I mean, it was last round. You might as well try to at least go. Maybe he thought he was playing outside the wall, going for wall bangs. At that point, it is, I guess, a toss-up. The hindsight 2020. I mean, But hey, Suits did get around. 5-1 curse. It's happened before.
Yeah, I did
Very
like
true.
that. I'm sorry.
No,
Sorry,
you're good.
Shannon.
You're good. Go ahead.
I liked how they got those picks and saw that, where everyone was. They found out and they rotated, and they had a very good rotate. Swift had to, rotate with them, and probably didn't know until EMP went down. I liked seeing that push right there. We saw every member of IVI outside of sight for pretty much the whole round there, until towards the end. So I'm liking that Suits, did that push, and I want to see them on defense and see how good they are right now.
So you see the beginning of that setup. The wall blown early. It looks like we are going to see a aggressive defense from Suits as well.
Once again, this is the exact play that Suits used. They had one player baiting outside and the rest of the team flanking over to A, and that's exactly what IVI is doing. But we actually have a drone coming out from the A side here. 3 of these IVI players are in this engine hall. Do they have foam, though? I don't know if they have foam or not. They do have foam. Proxy does get foam on the wall. But at this point, the entire Suits team knows that it's a rotate. So the flank kind of didn't work out as the whole Suits team was able to get back to this A point in time.
We keep setting here. Sekiro goes down to Proxy as the push begins. Salitzo getting into sight, getting that plant beginning. Trick gets a kill onto Proxy, but gets immediately refragged by Ash. Muskrat and Nocturne pushing up, but getting destroyed from the back by Blaze. Getting that 2-piece with the Taurus as Flight gets that switch.
It's just the gun skill. The gun skill of IVI is just, it's, at least shown in this game, is unmatched. I mean, they walk in and they're all fraggers. They can all drop 20 bombs whenever they feel like it. That was beautiful.
Yeah, you're also seeing the teamwork happen in there. IVIs were like right next to each other pretty much that whole match, and playing like, I don't want to say off each other, but playing like off like the swings and the everything. The only pick we saw, I believe, was on Proxy, and he was in the open covering EMP. So I really like that from the IVI players, how they play together, and I think that has something to do.
Definitely so. Like, Proxy was holding off as that entry frag, just being up there, making sure that nobody could take out Sleetso, while Blaze worked that beautiful flank around the pond. Like, they're just so well coordinated. It's natural. It's almost telepathic.
Yeah, it really does seem like that. They know what each other are gonna do. They've been playing with each other for so long. They know exactly what each other are gonna do. The plays, they're so well coordinated. I mean, it's just, it's hard to counter them. It really is.
Definitely so. We see that drone coming in, marking that there are a couple inside of kitchen, looking for a little bit more intel, and IVI is in the building. Sleetso getting his first pick of the round.
Early pick there from Sleetso. Wall's already foam, this gym wall. And we do see an aggressive hold from the Suits. I like this. They have people playing out in this green hall trying to deny it, but Sleetso says, no, you're not. Takes out Nonchalant sitting outside that green hall. Swift going for a swing, takes out one. Muskrat all by himself. And it seems like IVI is about to just storm this B site.
Ooh, and Muskrat taking some of that wall damage with a full stack of IVI on the hunt. What are Trick and Muskrat supposed to do in this situation? It is a 2v5, last round, backs against the wall, and they have very well equipped, fully ready IVI players waiting in lurk. And it looks like Trick tries to make a pick, but he doesn't quite get it. Proxy ends up getting him and gets taken out by Muskrat. It is down to Muskrat, but he is not able to find enough picks to make it matter as Ash finishes out the round and the map.
Yeah, this was a great match to see. My question is, how long did IVI practice all these pushes? Because it almost looks like they've been doing it their whole life. It's very impressive watching them do this, and I'm really glad I got to be here today. to watch this.
Yeah, this is impressive. Just how well coordinated that they are. How just each individual player is so talented in their own rights. I mean, Suits is not slouching either. They're fantastic players. It's just a lot to go up against this IVI squad, as we saw at VRML, as we saw in previous seasons. Some of these people are just insane on the headset.
They're all. I mean, we've been glazing them, but I mean, it's true. I mean, they're good. They're really good at the game. But there's not much you could say about it. It's IVI. I mean, IVI and Ace are like the two-headed dragon. It's always them two just taking out everyone. And I mean, you got to give it to Suits, even just putting up a fight. It's awesome to see because I mean, all it is making you better as a team.
Oh, definitely. This is absolutely one of those matches where you're just going to have to go for it, hope for the best. And I'm not discounting Suits at all. It's just, you are very right. Like it's a lot to ask for. It's like when you're having to go up against Ace. It's like, well, we're probably not we're gonna learn as much as we can. You have the exact right attitude. What about you, Colt? What do you feel?
Well, I like seeing this early on in the season because maybe Suits can come out next match, the match after, see what IVI did and how the pushes they did succeeded, and hopefully it would help them better the season. Also, IVI just seeing the competition, knowing that, hey, we're going to have to go against people who are going to be doing these pushes, but they're going to be holding different angles. They're going to be, with each other. They're going to be able to get the refrags. Their gunfights are going to be better. And I feel like IVI can also gain something from this match as well.
Definitely. Well, it looks like we are heading into that map too, which is a favorite of mine, Ship. Now, Colt, could you tell us a little bit about Ship? What's your thoughts? What do you feel? What do you like, dislike? How do you think this is gonna go?
Well, just like Arctic, I think Ship is a very much of a defense-sided map, but different angles. I think more angles to hold for the defense, but I feel like it's going to be a lot easier to use util. Your nades are going to be. I want to say you're going to have an easier way to throw nades and an easier path, but it's just not true. I believe that this map will test Suits to their fullest limits.
I agree. This map has so many different ways it can flow and so many different places that become critical areas you need to know how to control. But we look like we see that wall blow immediately. Flighty trying to get in as fast as he can. Finds the pick on the Swift, but Proxy gets the immediate retag. More damage going out. Proxy so getting more picks, and it is down to 2 left for Suits.
Within 15 seconds of the round, 4 players have already been killed. 1 on the IVI team and 3 on the Suits. So rough start from Suits right here. All up to these 3 players. And once again, an aggressive hold from Ash and Proxy as Ash gets the headshot off on the Sekiro. And these IVI players are very low. Ash and Sleeto are both one-shot along with Proxy if it's a headshot. But they're going to swing and it doesn't matter. Blaze gets the headshot off on the Muskrat. And IVI with an early 1-0 lead on Ship.
Oh man, they tried to blitz in there, but it just, yeah. What do you feel, Colt? How could that have gone differently for Suits?
I feel like just IVI throwing their util down, stopping the push when it got its peak, making Suits back up and think more is really a key here. Just making them overthink their pushes. They push straight in and they got a pick. But they just stopping it instantly, and I think that's a great way IVI can defend this.
Definitely so, and I mean their defense was near impenetrable over on Arctic, and it looks like it's just going to continue like this over here on Ship.
I think since the flashbang rework, this might just be me. I think Ship has slowly started to turn into an attacker-sided map. Some of these sites, if you can throw flashbangs in the correct spots, there's no way a defense can hold it. I mean, the flashbangs have been super ridiculous as Muskrat gets an early pick off on the Ash, holding a lean angle outside the scaffolding.
Ooh, but we do see that beginning of the control happening before. Oh my goodness!
Ooh.
Blaze takes out Sleetso, and Muskrat and Swift get picks of their own as Blaze gets another kill. Swift going for one more and is down to Flighty, and Flighty alone.
Flighty does have an Omen in hand. I mean, it's better than a pistol at this point. You got 2 minutes left on the clock. This is definitely enough time to make a play. But if you are Flighty, you know that Blaze and Swift are going to play together. They're not going to split up and give you ones. So if you kill one, get ready to get swung by another.
Definitely so. Those wall bangs coming super close to Flighty's head from Blaze. The reassessment begins. The gears are turning. He's looking for what he can do. Gets a little bit of foam and gets rid of that static to go towards B. It looks like he's just going to try the early rotate, but it looks like IVI is onto him. But no, he is going to fake out and try and go back to A.
One of the things that I'm noticing from Suits is that sometimes they're leaving the EMP. Even though maybe Flighty wouldn't necessarily go for a plant, he could at least bait it. But instead, he's not even given himself that opportunity. But he's worked himself all the way into connector right now, and Blaze doesn't have a gun in his hand. So that's a free kill for Flighty, and once again, it's a 1v1. But Flighty doesn't have the EMP. It's outside, and then Swift playing outside the workshop gets a little bit of chip damage, and Flighty sitting at 50 health here. Swift playing inside this workshop area, crouch walking, and Flighty doesn't know it, and Swift gets the swing and takes out Flighty. And IVI going up 2-0 now.
It did get close. It looked doable. It looked so doable. It was right there. Just the slightest bit of hesitation from Flighty and no hesitation from Swift gave that second round over to IVI. Colt, take it away. What do you think?
I think that was a great round. I really like that fake. Oh, can you hear me?
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I think it's a little bit of lag.
It's doing the delay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that was great, Suits. I really like that fake wall blown push back into A. I think that that Suits can really get this and they can bring it back. I believe they got a shot if they just play the cards right, like they did last round. They look for those free picks. They look for, Blaze not having a gun. But I think it's going to be a long shot. I think it's going to take some work.
Definitely is. And here we go. The beginning of the next fight. Swift throwing a C4 down to make sure that he is covered as he backs off. We see the wall begin to get foamed by Sekiro, and it is open.
Once again, another off-meta push from from Suits rather, and Blaze takes out one. Proxy, you got a kill with the nade, took out Merc, and then Ash, and once again, IVI is just storming right now, and within 30 seconds, it's a 5v1. All up the Flighty here. I mean, what can you do about that? And IVI, just a powerhouse. That's the best way to describe him.
The counter push on that. The counter push on that wall. The moment they got a couple picks and pushed that man disadvantage into Suits and just stormed the crap out of them. They pushed them all the way back into the hallway. That was nasty.
Yeah, I think that, just the skill, the map knowledge, the gun skill, the teamwork skill, they're playing together. They're playing as like, well, this might sound weird, but a school of fish, how, they're dealing with predators and, they're all circling around them and getting them in every angle possible. And I think that just that skill is really awesome watching.
Oh, very much so. You are very correct. This is coordination that is almost instinctual.
Once again, it's going to be a split push from Suits, it looks like. You have 3 players going back. I think they're going to go dartboard. Yeah, they're going dartboard window while they have someone making noise, but Ash is going to hear those repels. And once again, look, the IVI team's already sort of rotating over. Blaze is already over on A, helping Ash. And I don't know.
Oh, and we see the entrance begin. Muskrat leading the push. Ash getting one, but getting refragged. Nonchalant has his second, and he is looking good. That wall is foamed. They are ready.
Wall is already open. Suits throwing incense, and Swift getting some shots up, but Asian goes for the swing and takes him out. Asian is on Ace Watch right now if he takes out Sleetzo, but he doesn't. And Sleetzo with a 1v2 right now, tricking an EP down, but that beautiful smoke grenade from Sleetzo. Sleetzo hiding in the smoke now, but Flighty got some whoopings and shot him through the smoke. Beautiful game sense by Flighty right there to shoot through the smoke. And Suits are going to take their first round of the second map.
Whew, boy. There we go. There we go. That was not something I expected to work. Colt, take it away.
It was insane to watch. Again, that teamwork really helped bringing them all in. Ash did get one pick, but able to get instantly refragged. And then another from Blaze. I think that they're just aggression. Their util, the flashes that they used, were able to get them into sight and get ready, and just, yeah, they got it. It was very aggressive, and I think that is what they need to be doing from now on.
Yeah, the fact that worked, just that sheer force slam, and you're right. Like the way that they've been playing offside, they've been playing semi-separated, basically relying on their own individual skill and longer angles for cross coverage. It's just an angry swarm of bees is working. But we do see the beginning of the round as they begin the push in. Sekiro opening up the first door with Flighty on the opposite side. Looks like Sleetzo is playing down the stairs, waiting for his chance to find somebody when he crests up. Proxy looking for his first hit. Not quite able to find anything, not quite able to find the damage that he wants to find.
Suits taking space very fast, but like you said, Sleetzo coming up those stairs, takes out one, but gets a lot of damage taken off of him. So I think he might just sit back for a little and wait for these players to maybe even forget about him. But the IVI team using the C4s to pop these walls. They pop the A wall, and they're actually holding out inside this coffee machine. Sekiro gets blinded, and Swift sitting in the hallway takes out Flighty trying to run across.
Ooh, you see Sleetzo just sitting there waiting for his next opportunity. Trick and Muskrat trying to keep that down as Swift finds another kill onto Sekiro. Looks like he is just going to start stacking up guns. And a little bit of damage goes out, and Blaze gets a blind kill onto Trick, but Muskrat gets one, but it is over. Sleetzo finishes that out, puts a fourth round in the pocket for IVI.
Just the sheer aggression from IVI is absolutely crazy. You're seeing positions that, I mean, I don't think I would be thinking of, working out as it, like the hall, and then Swift at the hall, blind firing. It's incredible how these IVI players are able to position themselves to not just win gunfights, but to absolutely destroy them and pretty much almost get us flawless every round. They're taking gunfights that they know they're going to win, and they're getting util and info out of it at the same time, which is just incredible.
Yeah, it is such an interesting little organism that they have going on over here, really showcasing why they were able to win that VRML Con 2025 championship.
Once again, we're going to see one of these split pushes from Suits. I don't think one has worked yet, but we have Flighty about to pop the workshop wall, but the rest of the team is outside of B, and the drone came in, and I believe we're going to see the switch up into B here soon. As soon as these players get ready, it seems like they're going to be able to take complete control of the wall if they have fun, and they do. Sekiro pops it, and no IVI players are in sight, so the EMP, if Sekiro gets it, but the grenade takes out one! And Sekiro trying to get that EMP down finally. But it's wall banged by Swift.
Oh, it's so tragic. It is flipped. The script has entirely flipped, and Blaze just continues to charge his way through and clean up that entire push from Suits. Swift with those early wall bangs denying the plan. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think Swift really used his intel on the map. He heard the EMP and just started shooting through the wall, knowing it was going to be there. And luckily he got the kill to secure the win. But I think if the EMP got down, it would be a different situation. I also believe that if they had one, maybe two ensigns, or they did have one ensign. I believe if they had another ensign, maybe shutting down connector after and being able to get out of sight and being into a secure position would have really helped after getting the EMP down.
Definitely so. Like it's just so much to ask for. Like they're really having to pull everything they can try out of the book to try and get 1 or 2 rounds on this IVI squad. That they're just so hard to deal with. But they did get so close on that one. Just Swift knowing his wall bangs and Blaze having the confidence of a freaking planet. It was just too much to try and deal with.
That round probably could have gone in the Suits' favor if that EMP got down a little sooner. As an aggressive swing from Trick outside Captain's quarters. I think he took out the drone, but he's the only one out here, and he's about to get swung by 3 IVI players. But wait, he takes out one, and he's going to rotate back to site. So early numbers advantage in favor of Suits.
That long shot pick, very, very well done, Trick. Especially onto Blaze, somebody that is terrifying to take at range because he uses that Taurus. But we do see a more cautious approach now coming out from IVI as they kind of assess what do they need to do, what other little weird angles do we have to worry about. Some wall bangs coming out from Ash as the wall is foamed and ready, primed and waiting. Proxy looking to possibly get the foam over to the opposite side. Wall blows, and there we are.
Lighty and Muskrat are kind of far away here. I mean, an ensign is tossed out, and Nonchalant does take out one, but that incendiary takes him out. And we have Flighty in this. Ash takes out one. Slitzo getting that EMP down on the wall, swings one, takes him out. Muskrat by himself in connector in a 1v3 here. This is not looking good, and Muskrat hiding in the back of B. I wonder if he'll try to go for this. Maybe save, but it is pistol round, so I'd imagine he would at least try to go for this.
Especially considering the fact that if they lose this, this is 1-6. They are back in that situation where they are single round backs against the wall. This is going to be it for the match if they can't get this sort of advantage going into the next round. They're going to need every single thing that they can. And like you said, there is no reason not to go for this EMP. But he's going to try and take it very slowly. Look for anything that he can. See if there's anybody that's damaged. Anybody sitting on an off angle that they're not watching their sides on. But it is going to tick out, and that EMP is going to go off, and Swift gets the kill.
Yeah, I think the instincts of IVI is just taking over at this point. And they're just able to get in there and get into a good position. You saw Slitzo and Ash watching Connector and Swift watching the wall. They're just trusting each other enough, to say, hey, we can watch one place, you can watch the other, and we're fine. And they're getting those easy and quick picks off onto Suits. And it's just, at this point, it's hard to watch because at this point, they're just getting in there and getting ready super quick, and it's almost like Suits can't counter it anymore.
I mean, Martini often talks about Martini and Bob actually both often talk about how there is a disparity between the top 4 teams, the top 4 champion master teams, versus even other master tier teams. And while Suits is not a master tier team, they have some very, very confident and strong players. And we're watching that skill difference happen right now, but they're not giving up. Like, they are still in this fight. They have not given up. They're still looking for any opportunity to gain another round as Blaze comes in and immediately gets tricked.
Once again, it's the early picks from IVI. Within 15 seconds of the round, once again, 2 players on Suits are dead, and Asian is at 1 health. So, Asian does take out Blaze though, but he's still sitting at 1 HP. Flashes are being tossed. Sekiro sitting right on this burping door, and he gets taken out by Proxy, and it's all up to Muskrat. And within 45 seconds, a minute, IVI just storms in and wins it 7-1.
Oh, the finish with that wallbang shot with the Cadillo from Proxy. That's a way to go out, but I mean, still, they put up an excellent fight against one of the strongest, if not the strongest team that we have ever seen in Breachers. This IVI squad right now looks devastating. They are so in sync and they are so on their own powerful. Cole, what do you think of that entire match? Like, give us a breakdown. What are we looking at?
Man, I like how you said it. We're seeing the difference from, you know, these top 4 master teams and these other good teams. We're seeing the skill level. We're seeing the instincts and the teamwork. All of that. It's really cool watching that from IVI, but it was just brutal thinking about how Suits could have covered and could have tried retaking, and I just didn't see a way with IVI's skill.
Yeah, it's a tough match to have on your first week of the new season. Juice, do you have any closing thoughts?
All I gotta say is you gotta give credit to Suits. They all showed up and they tried their hardest, like you said. I mean, IVI, they're pretty darn good. So even Suits showing up and taking however many rounds they did take, won that round, and I believe a couple the first map, but all it is getting you better. It's getting you better to match up against other teams, because obviously they're not going to get matched up against IVI next week. So, I mean, it's good practice. It's good practice.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you all for joining us today. That was one heck of a match. Beginning of the 5th season, we have like 13 more weeks of more Breachers action to bring y'all. I'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, starting with HyperX. Great peripherals, great accessories for your PC. Awesome stuff. ProTube VR, for those of you that like or want to give Gunstocks a go, for those of you that love them. Also, Exclaim, posting great merch. Always a great place to get your VRML merch. And of course, I'd like to give a thanks to the creator team and mod team of VRML. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do any of this. We wouldn't have the assets we have. We wouldn't have the productions that we have. We wouldn't have such a strong league. And lastly, thank you to the audience and to the fans and to the players for coming out, having a good time, sharing this time with us, and watching some great Breachers. Thank you all. I've been Shimmy Marui. I've been your host, and we've got Juice and Colt here. Their first cast of the season of their casting career, actually. Thank you guys for joining us, and you guys have a good night.
Breachers VRML is brought to you by Helga, the esports manager, Triangle Factory. Thanks for watching VRML.